Welcome, coin enthusiasts and collectors, to another exciting journey into the world of rare coins. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating realm of Washington quarter dollars, exploring the most valuable top 5 coins in this iconic series. These coins, with their different mint marks and conditions, have captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, not just for their historical significance but also for their extraordinary market value. If you have an eye for numismatics or are looking to expand your collection with coins that could be worth a fortune, this video is tailor-made for you. So let's get started. First up, the 1994 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark in very fine condition. At first glance, this coin may look like ordinary pocket change, but behind its simple silver-colored surface lies a deep history, a powerful American symbol, and a collector market that continues to grow year after year. Some people believe this coin could be rare and valuable, while others spend it without a second thought. We will uncover the real truth behind the 1994 P Washington quarter, explore its background, examine all its unique physical features, understand its rarity and collector demand, break down its true current auction market value in dollars, and finally share valuable tips that every coin collector should know before buying or selling. The Washington quarter is one of the most important coins ever produced by the United States Mint. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of America's first president, George Washington, the design quickly became one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. The 1994 Washington quarter belongs to the later copper-nickel-clad era, long after silver was removed from circulating quarters in 1965. By 1994, the Washington quarter had become a symbol of everyday commerce in the United States, used millions of times each day for vending machines, parking meters, and daily purchases. The 1994 P quarter was struck at the historic Philadelphia Mint, which no longer used a mint mark for many decades but later reinstated the P to identify its coins. That small letter beneath Washington's portrait is what connects this coin directly to one of the most important coin-producing facilities in American history. The 1994 P Washington quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington on the front, originally designed by the famous sculptor John Flanagan. Washington faces left, with strong, bold facial detail when the coin is well preserved. The word Liberty appears above his head, while In God We Trust sits neatly to the left. The date 1994 is clearly visible at the bottom of the coin, with the P mint mark positioned just to the right of Washington's ponytail. On the reverse side, the legendary American bald eagle spreads its wings proudly, clutching a bundle of arrows that symbolize strength and readiness, while olive branches beneath represent peace. The inscriptions, United States of America, and quarter dollar, arch around the eagle, and E pluribus unum appears just above it. The coin is composed of a copper core layered between two outer coats of nickel, giving it a weight of 5.67 grams and a diameter of 24.26 millimeters. In very fine condition, many of the design details remain visible, though light wear can be seen on Washington's hair, cheek, and the eagle's feathers. The 1994 P Washington quarter is considered a high mintage circulation coin, meaning millions were produced for everyday use. Because of this, the coin itself is not truly rare in standard circulated grades. However, condition plays a major role in collector demand. A coin in very fine condition still shows attractive detail without being heavily damaged, making it more desirable than heavily worn examples. While most collectors focus on mint state uncirculated examples, very fine condition coins still hold collector interest for album sets, educational collections, and budget collectors. The real excitement in the 1994 P quarter market comes from rare minting errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or broad strikes. These errors can dramatically increase a coin's value far beyond its normal worth and are the true reason some 1994 P quarters sell for surprisingly high prices. In today's auction and collector market, a standard 1994 P Washington quarter in very fine condition typically carries a modest value, usually ranging between $165,000 depending on eye appeal and overall wear. This means that under normal circumstances, the coin does not command a high premium above face value. However, if the coin is found in brilliant uncirculated condition with sharp strike and full luster, values can rise to several dollars. The real, big money examples appear when certified mint errors enter the market. Certain dramatic 1994 P quarter errors have sold for anywhere from $275,000 at auction, depending on the rarity, demand, and type of error. This is why many collectors continue to search rolls of quarters from banks, hoping to uncover one of these hidden treasures. The 1994 P Washington quarter. The first tip is to always inspect your coins under good lighting and magnification. Look closely for doubling in the letters, unusual strike positions, cracks, or missing metal along the edge. Always store your coins in protective holders to prevent further wear or corrosion, especially if the coin already shows strong detail. Avoid cleaning your coins, as cleaning can permanently destroy their surface and reduce their value dramatically. If you believe you have found a rare error or unusually high-grade example, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication and certification. Finally, stay connected to current auction results and collector forums, as market demand can change over time and new discoveries are made every year. The 1994 Washington quarter dollar with the P mint mark in very fine condition may appear ordinary at first glance, but its true story lies in its history, design, and the dedicated collectors who continue to study and trade these coins today. While it is not a rare coin in standard circulated condition, it still holds collectible value as part of America's rich coinage legacy. The possibility of discovering a valuable mint error keeps the excitement alive for collectors across the world. Next up, the Washington quarter dollar 1977 with the D mint mark in fine condition, a coin that many people still find in old drawers, piggy banks, and family collections. At first glance, this quarter may look like simple pocket change, but behind its familiar design lies a rich history, detailed craftsmanship, and real collector interest. Many coin lovers search daily through rolls of quarters hoping to discover hidden value, and this 1977 D Washington quarter is one such coin that continues to attract attention in the auction market today. The Washington quarter series began in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. By 1977, the design had already become one of the most recognizable coins in American history. The 1977 quarter was struck during a time when the U.S. economy was facing inflation and rising metal prices, which had already pushed silver completely out of circulating quarters years earlier. The 1977 D quarter was produced at the United States Mint facility in Denver, and the D mint mark on the coin proudly identifies its place of origin. Millions of these quarters were released into everyday circulation, making them a familiar part of daily American life during the late 1970s. The obverse, or front side, of the 1977 D Washington quarter displays the bold left-facing portrait of George Washington, created by sculptor John Flanagan. Above the portrait appears the word Liberty, while the famous motto, "In God We Trust," is placed just to the left of Washington's neck. The date, 1977, sits clearly below the portrait, and the small D mint mark appears just to the right, confirming it was struck in Denver. The reverse side of the coin features a detailed bald eagle with spread wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing America's strength and desire for peace. The inscriptions, "United States of America," and quarter dollar, frame the design, along with the Latin motto, "E pluribus unum." The coin is composed of a copper nickel clad layered over a pure copper core, weighs 5.67 grams, and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. Even in fine condition, many sharp details remain visible, especially in Washington's hair and the feathers of the eagle, giving this coin strong visual appeal. While the 1977 D Washington quarter is not considered rare in terms of mintage numbers, collector demand depends heavily on condition and eye appeal. In fine condition, the coin still shows moderate wear, but all major design elements remain clearly visible. Collectors look closely at Washington's hair details, the sharpness of the lettering, and the clarity of the eagle's wings. Coins that survived decades of circulation without heavy damage, corrosion, or deep scratches are far more desirable. Although millions were minted, only a smaller percentage remain today in solid collectible condition. This is what keeps steady interest alive in the collector market. Some collectors even seek out well-struck examples with strong details despite being circulated, which can add a small premium to the value. In today's auction and collector market, a standard 1977 D Washington quarter in fine condition usually holds a modest but real value above face value. Most examples sell between $147,000 depending on overall appearance and demand at the time of sale. However, coins that show exceptional eye appeal, strong strike quality, or are part of specialized collections can sometimes sell for higher prices. If a coin is professionally graded and certified in higher conditions such as extremely fine or about uncirculated, values can rise further. While it may not be a jackpot coin like a rare silver quarter, it still holds respectable value and strong historical interest for collectors. If you own a 1977 D Washington quarter, the first step is to examine it carefully under good lighting using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for sharp details, clean surfaces, and minimal scratches. Always store collectible coins in protective holders, flips, or capsules to prevent further wear. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can seriously reduce its market value. If you believe your quarter may be in higher condition than average, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication and grading. Regularly monitor online coin auctions and dealer price guides to stay updated on current market values. Building a complete Washington quarter set also adds long-term value and keeps collectors engaged in the hobby. The Washington quarter dollar 1977 with the mint mark in fine condition is a perfect example of how everyday coins can carry lasting history, solid collector interest, and real market value. While it may not be one of the ultra-rare quarters, its connection to American heritage, classic design, and steady demand among collectors make it a meaningful addition to any collection. Whether you found it in pocket change, inherited it from a family member, or purchased it intentionally, this coin represents more than just 25 cents. It tells a story of American history, minting craftsmanship, and the excitement of the hunt that every coin collector knows so well. Keep searching, keep learning, and you never know what valuable treasure might be hiding in your next handful of change. Next up, the 1972 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in very fine condition. At first glance it may look like an ordinary 25-cent piece, but behind this small silver-colored coin is a powerful history, a beautiful design, and a collector story that continues to grow in today's auction market. Many people believe this coin can be found only in change, but under the right conditions and with special features, this quarter can become a surprising moneymaker. By the end of this video, you will understand its background, its unique characteristics, its collector demand, and its true value in modern dollars. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, and its design became one of the longest-running and most recognized coin designs in American history. By 1972, the quarter was being produced in very large numbers to meet the daily needs of commerce across the United States. The 1972 D quarter was struck at the Denver Mint under the authority of the United States Mint. This period was part of a major transition in U.S. coinage because silver had already been removed from quarters in 1965, meaning the 1972 quarter is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition instead of precious metal. Even without silver, the Washington quarter still carried enormous historical prestige and remained a symbol of American strength and unity during a time of economic and social changes. The obverse of the 1972 D quarter displays a bold left-facing portrait of George Washington with strong facial detail and sharp hairlines when preserved in very fine condition. The word, Liberty, curves across the top of the coin, while the national motto, In God We Trust, appears just behind Washington's neck. The date 1972 is clearly visible at the bottom. The D mint mark sits neatly to the right of the ribbon on the back of Washington's ponytail, identifying it as a Denver-struck coin. On the reverse side, the iconic American eagle spreads its wings proudly atop a bundle of arrows, symbolizing both strength and readiness for peace. Beneath the eagle are two olive branches, and above it are the words, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. The coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge that gives it a sharp, professional finish. In very fine condition, the coin still shows clear separation in the feathers of the eagle and solid detail in Washington's hair, although some light smoothing appears on the highest raised points from circulation. In general, the 1972 D Washington quarter is not considered rare by mintage numbers, as millions were produced. However, rarity in coin collecting does not depend only on how many were struck. It depends heavily on condition, eye appeal, and the presence of mint errors or special die varieties. A coin in very fine condition still holds significant collector appeal because it represents a well-preserved survivor from everyday circulation more than 50 years ago. Collector demand increases sharply for examples that retain strong surface detail, minimal scratches, and original luster beneath the wear. The true rarity emerges when the coin is found in uncirculated grades or with known errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets. These special variations can turn an otherwise common coin into a highly sought-after collectible that advanced collectors compete for at auction. When it comes to current market value, a 1972 D Washington quarter in very fine condition typically trades at a modest premium over face value due to its age and collector interest. In today's market, a standard very fine example generally sells in the range of $168,000 depending on visual appeal and overall preservation. If the same coin were to be graded in extra fine or about uncirculated condition, the value could rise into the $272,000 range. In full uncirculated condition with strong luster and sharp strike, prices can climb into the thousand. The real headline values appear when rare mint errors or exceptional high-grade examples enter auction houses, where prices can jump into the millions of dollars depending on rarity and competition among bidders. This clearly shows how condition and rarity completely transform the financial story of this coin. For collectors searching for the 1972 D Washington quarter, patience and careful inspection are key. Always examine the mint mark closely to confirm that it is a true Denver strike and not damaged or altered. Use proper lighting to check for remaining detail in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, as these areas quickly reveal the coin's true grade. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can permanently reduce collector value and destroy original surfaces. If you believe you have found an unusually sharp or error coin, professional grading can authenticate and protect your investment. Proper storage in coin holders or albums will also prevent further wear and preserve long-term value. The 1972 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in very fine condition may look like an ordinary piece of change, but its historical roots, powerful design, and steady collector demand give it lasting importance in the world of numismatics. While most examples carry modest value, the story changes dramatically with higher grades and rare mint errors, proving that even common coins can hold extraordinary potential. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just beginning to explore the hobby, this coin serves as a reminder that hidden value often sits quietly in everyday places. Take a closer look at your change, your old jars, and your inherited collections, because the next valuable discovery could be waiting right in your hand. Next up, the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1979 without a mint mark in fine condition. This coin, often overlooked in everyday circulation, has become a piece many collectors are now keeping an eye on due to its growing demand in today's auction market. Whether you are a beginner or experienced collector, this episode will provide everything you need to know about the 1979 Washington quarter, and why it may hold more value than you expect. To truly understand the importance of the 1979 quarter, we must start with its history and background. The Washington Quarter series began in 1932 as a commemorative coin marking the 200th birth anniversary of George Washington, and due to its popularity, it became a permanent circulating coin. Made from a copper-nickel-clad composition starting in 1965, the quarter remained one of the most commonly used coins throughout the 1970s. In 1979, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of quarters, and coins struck in Philadelphia carried no mint mark. While the year may seem modern, many subtle features, minting quirks, and circulation patterns from that era now make certain examples more desirable. The 1979 no mint mark quarter represents a transitional period in American coinage, reflecting both high mintage and surprising rarity in higher grade conditions. When we look at the unique features of the 1979 quarter without a mint mark, we find several important details that collectors always examine. On the obverse, the coin displays the left-facing portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, showing detailed hair strands, a sharp profile, and the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, along with the year 1979 at the bottom. The absence of a mint mark beneath the portrait indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse features the majestic American eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and defense, surrounded by olive branches that represent peace. Its inscriptions include United States of America, e pluribus unum, and the denomination quarter dollar. Even in fine condition, clarity of the eagle feathers, rim details, and lettering defines much of the coin's collectible appeal. Collector demand for the 1979 quarter without a mint mark might not seem obvious at first, as the Philadelphia Mint produced a high number of coins that year. However, finding this coin today in fine or higher condition is becoming increasingly uncommon due to decades of circulation wear. Many of the existing 1979 quarters have heavy scratches, dull surfaces, and worn details, making well-preserved examples more sought after. Furthermore, specific varieties such as strong strikes, sharp rims, and coins with fewer surface marks attract additional collector attention. As collectors build complete Washington quarter sets, the 1979 no mint mark coin in better condition is steadily climbing in desirability because it completes the clad era portion of the series. The current market value in dollars for a 1979 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition can vary depending on eye appeal and interest at the time of sale. While its base metal value remains low since it is a copper-nickel clad coin, collectors are paying increasing premiums for well-preserved, clean examples. In today's auction market, a fine-condition 1979 quarter may sell for slightly above face value, while higher-grade examples in extremely fine, or mint-state grades can reach $282,000 and in top-graded certified conditions even much higher. Specialty varieties or exceptionally well-struck examples sometimes attract strong bidding interest, showing that demand is rising for modern collectible quarters from the late 1970s. For collectors looking to save or search for this coin, several useful tips can help maximize your chances of finding a valuable piece. Always examine the surfaces closely and check for clear shifts in detail, especially on Washington's hair, the eagle's wings, and the edges of the inscriptions. Avoid coins with deep scratches, corrosion, or heavy discoloration, as these issues significantly reduce collector value. If you find a promising example, consider storing it properly in a protective holder to prevent further wear. Checking coin rolls, old family savings jars, or inherited collections can sometimes reveal hidden gems. For those serious about value, professional grading may also increase market appeal, especially for coins approaching higher condition levels. The 1979 Washington quarter without a mint mark stands as a reminder that even modern-era coins can hold fascinating stories and unexpected collector value. Its connection to American history, its detailed design, and its rising demand make it a coin worth studying and keeping an eye on. Whether you already have one in your collection or hope to find one soon, this coin demonstrates that small change can still have big potential in the world of numismatics. Next up, the Washington quarter from 1984 with the D mint mark begins with one of the most familiar and respected coin designs in American history. This coin represents everyday American life during the mid-1980s, a period of economic change, technological growth, and renewed interest in coin collecting. Even though millions of these quarters pass through pockets, cash registers, and vending machines, some have quietly become collectibles today, especially when unique conditions or rare errors are involved. Many people may have unknowingly spent a potentially valuable coin without ever realizing what they were holding. In today's auction market, interest in circulated Washington quarters is rising, and the 1984 D issue has become a coin that collectors now carefully inspect for hidden value. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, and its popularity quickly secured it as a permanent design in U.S. coinage. By the time the 1984 edition was struck, the quarter had already become one of the most widely used coins in daily commerce across the nation. The 1984 D quarter was produced at the United States Mint Denver, and the D mint mark proudly appears on the reverse just beside the eagle's tail feathers. This year came at a time when copper-nickel-clad coinage had fully replaced silver, making durability and circulation efficiency more important than precious metal value. Millions of Americans during the 1980s relied on these quarters for transportation, payphones, arcade games, and everyday purchases, creating heavy circulation that continues to define the coin's availability today. The 1984 D Washington quarter is rich in design detail even in circulated condition. On the obverse, the powerful left-facing portrait of George Washington shows sharp facial structure, tied hair ribbon, and the strong inscription, Liberty, above his head. The national motto, "In God We Trust," rests confidently beneath his chin while the date 1984 sits centered along the bottom rim. The reverse side features the iconic heraldic eagle with fully outstretched wings standing proudly on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend freedom. An olive branch beneath the arrows represents peace, reflecting the balance of power and diplomacy. The inscriptions, "United States of America," and $quarter surround the design while "E pluribus unum" floats above the eagle. Even in circulated condition, many examples still show impressive definition in Washington's hair and the eagle's wing feathers, which adds to collector appeal. The coin is composed of a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers, measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighing exactly 5.67 grams, engineered for durability in heavy circulation. The 1984 D Washington quarter is not considered rare by mintage numbers alone because tens of millions were produced. However, true rarity begins when condition and striking quality are evaluated. Most examples found today are heavily worn, with flattened hair details, smooth eagle feathers, and faded legends. Coins that survive in higher circulated grades such as extra fine or about uncirculated are far more difficult to locate because of how heavily this issue circulated during the peak years of public use. Collector demand grows significantly for coins that retain sharp rims, visible feather lines, and readable inscriptions without heavy damage. Even more desirable are rare mint errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or improperly aligned dies. These mistakes were not intended by the mint and exist in extremely limited numbers, making them highly sought after in auctions today. A simple circulated 1984 D quarter may be common, but a condition-strong example or genuine mint error transforms it into a collector's prize. The current market value of the 1984 D Washington quarter varies greatly based on condition and whether any errors are present. In ordinary circulated condition, most examples trade close to face value, typically between $167,000 depending on demand and presentation. In strong extra fine condition, values can rise into the $256,000 range. In about uncirculated or mint state condition, prices move much higher, often ranging from $350,000 for sharply struck certified coins. However, the real, big money, appears when rare errors are involved. Verified doubled die examples, misaligned strikes, and major off-center pieces have sold at auction for $1 million depending on visual impact and grading. These rare varieties remind us that even a simple quarter pulled from pocket change can sometimes be worth far more than anyone expects. For collectors hoping to find a valuable 1984 D Washington quarter, careful inspection is the key. Every coin should be examined under strong light with a magnifying glass or digital microscope. Special attention should be paid to the date, lettering, Washington's eye and hairlines, and the eagle's feathers for signs of doubling, missing details, or unusual distortions. Weight and diameter should be checked when possible, as incorrect measurements may indicate an error strike. Coins should never be cleaned, as cleaning permanently damages the surface and drastically lowers collector value. Proper storage using soft coin flips, plastic capsules, or certified holders protects the coin from further wear and environmental damage. Submitting high-quality examples to a professional grading service can authenticate the coin, confirm its condition, and dramatically increase its resale value and collector confidence. The 1984 Washington quarter is a powerful reminder that history often hides in the most ordinary places. While millions of these quarters remain in circulation and most hold only face value, the true excitement comes from the possibility of discovering a high-grade survivor or a rare mint error that transforms an everyday coin into a valuable collectible. This quarter represents not just American currency, but the era, economy, and craftsmanship of the 1980s. Whether you are a beginner searching through pocket change or an experienced collector chasing rare varieties, the 1984 Washington quarter continues to offer opportunity, mystery, and the thrill of unexpected treasure. So the next time a quarter passes through your hands, take a closer look. Because hidden value is often where we least expect it. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and ring the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching and happy hunting!